Don't you worry, the clip's about to begin, but don't forget to subscribe. Or else, don't make me turn this website around.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Ricky. Ricky, I'm bringing you on the line here, and I want to start with: are you really spiritual but not religious, or is that what you told the screener so the screener wouldn't kick you because we only take a limited number of atheist callers?
No, I mean that's what I am. I mean it's funny.
Right.
I mean it's funny. I mean I love your I love your channel. I know before you, I discovered you through Matt Dillahunty. It's more like I'm more in line with the atheists in terms of organized religion, but what I believe is so vague and airy-fairy, and I'm completely okay with that.
Okay.
And
well, we'll start with your question, and then maybe I'll ask some follow-up questions about it.
Sure. And the topic, and I've actually been very, very excited to talk to you, Jimmy, about this. And that and Katy Montgomerie can actually be like a great sidekick, a great side fighter too. But
I'm her sidekick.
Yeah, come in as a Trump supporter or former Trump supporter. So sort of lost support, but with that call to Georgia. But beforehand, really liked them. But one video that's really stuck with me, one that of yours that I've played over and over and over, because it's funny and informative, but very true, was the one where you said about people who believe, if you believe in an election fraud, you are an idiot, and you said it that bluntly, and that. And
yeah, right, so certainly I would have been speaking in the context of the, real quick, certainly I would have been speaking in the context of the specific election fraud that the Trump campaign is alleging. I wouldn't have broadly been saying there's no election fraud ever, because obviously there is a small amount in every election. In fact, a lot of the cases they've actually proven happened this time turned out to be Trump supporters. But we're talking about things that happen in such insignificant numbers that it has no opportunity or chance to change the election. So just to be clear for context for anybody listening, certainly I never would have suggested that there is none ever. But go ahead.
No, an election fraud has happened in parts of the world. I lived in Colombia, South America for a few years, and in the last election there was like some very obvious fraud. but anyway, it's like but what happened is that and I'm sure you've seen like the videos and the claims they were making, which were eventually debunked. And for a moment I thought, oh my God, they're actually stealing this election blind. And then I went to like places. It's all like, did this really happen? And just as soon as they happen, it's all like, well, there were like fact-checking websites that would immediately say, no, it's not. This is false. That it's not what anyone thinks it is. Hey,
Ricky, let me just jump in one more time here, because I'm recognizing that something's happening here that I don't know whether or not you're aware of, but the Sunday show is specifically about religion, theism, and spirituality. So I think what I'm going to ask you to do is wrap up and get to your question, because I think it's more of a political one. We'll give you a brief answer, and then if you want to speak about it more in depth, I'm planning to do more midweek shows, like Friday shows or something in the future, that are open topic. But this is a specifically religion, theology, spirituality, faith, that type of show. The Sunday show is. But I'll give you a brief answer to your question if you'll go ahead and briefly state the question.
Do you with election fraud, is that wouldn't you ever consider if someone sent you it, and aren't you concerned that maybe that there's going to be fraud in the future if they let any even small thing sneak in? That was the question, basically.
Am I concerned about any type of fraud in the future? Yes, because I think we almost saw the successful election fraud of claiming there were ballots that never existed, and that an election was stolen that wasn't. And I'm definitely concerned about violent actions from people who are so offended to lose or be wrong. I'm worried about the way that fraud will turn into a violence that actually does turn into some sort of result. Not necessarily that I think actually you would prevent a president from taking power, likely. However, lots of people dying, potentially, I guess, even that candidate dying, though I think the election of that candidate would be upheld and whatever the proper line of authority. Am I radically concerned that there will actually be an opportunity for people to fake vote in the future and to change an election with fake votes? No, not terribly, because the level of security that are in our elections is actually really, really significant. And this is why every time someone's like, I'm going to prove you'll notice there are plenty of people who are going to prove that fraud is possible who get caught and go to jail, and not a lot of people who then do the documentary that's like, check it out, I pulled it off. Haha. That doesn't really happen. So no, not terribly concerned with fake votes actually succeeding. I also am in favor of mandatory voting. I don't think you have to fill out a ballot. And I think that the mandatory part comes in the part of every state it should be the responsibility of each state to make sure that a ballot is received by every voting eligible person in the country. And if the state fails to do that, you hold the state responsible, except unless there are extraneous circumstances that prevent them from doing so. So I actually believe in, again, the concept of mandatory voting, which means that everybody turns in a ballot. It can be blank. You make turning them in free, the postage completely free, but it proves that every single human who could have wanted to vote definitely got a ballot, and it puts the responsibility on the states. So those are all of the answers to every version of the question you could possibly have for me. Is that good for you, Ricky?
That's cool.
Awesome. Feel free to call in when we're doing a non-religion show, and we'll talk about it more at length.
Great. Can't wait when
Excellent.
You're on again.
Very good. It'll be soon. We already know we need to, because we keep up a clips channel, and we keep up clips on this channel on the days we don't go live, and we're running out of clips. So we'll definitely be we'll be doing that periodically just to keep up clips appearances. But thank you, Ricky.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip for The Line. While you're here, hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and then share this with that bitter uncle of yours who loves talking about the good old days.